Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, Sat Sri Akal, Swadikap. My name is Nat Vasarakirin from the Institute of Asian Studies, Chulalongkorn University. I have the utmost pleasure to be the MC of today's event, Maitree Sangeet, Indian Classical Music Concert. As the name Maitree Sangeet suggests, the first word Maitree, equally understood to Thai and Indians alike by the meaning of friendship. This event is organized to commemorate the 150th anniversary of King Chulalongkorn's visit to India and to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the establishment of India-Thailand diplomatic relations. The word Sangeet, pronounced Sangeet in Thai language, in this event comes from Hindustani Shastriya Sangeet, the classical form of Hindustani music, also known as North Indian classical music. The roots of Indian classical music are found in the Vedic literature of Hinduism and the ancient Natya Shastra, classical Sanskrit texts on performing arts by Bharata Muni. The tradition has been passed on until the 12th century, when Hindustani classical music became diverged from Carnatic classical music in the south. To put it simply, Maitree Sangeet is the music to celebrate friendship between the two peoples of India and Thailand, two peoples with cultural linkage of the ancient time, whether it be religions, philosophies, languages, and art forms. The event is co-organized by Thai Indian Theatre Club, together with Office of Art and Culture, Institute of Asian Studies, and Indian Studies Center, Chulalongkorn University. It is sponsored by Flawless, DR Sonic, Sime Shine Star, International Vice Federation, and Maharaja Briani. Not to delay you further, we will commence with the lamp lighting ritual by inviting the following guests to come forth to the stage to lamp the light. Number 1, Honorable Ms. Pikunkao Krairek, Senator, the chairperson of the Committee on Foreign Affairs of the Senate, and Vice President of Inter-Parliamentary Union, or IPU. Number 2, Honorable Shri Gurdit Singh Chansri Shaula, Senator. Number 3, His Excellency Shri Nagesh Singh, Ambassador of India to Thailand. Number 4, Assistant Professor Chirapat Prapanvithaya, Padma Shri Awardee, Advisor to the Sanskrit Studies Center, Silapakon University. Number 5, Associate Professor Chantha Virat Wong, Advisor to the President of Chulalongkorn University. Number 6, Associate Professor Savitri Charanpong, former Faculty of Arts member, Chulalongkorn University. And last but not least, number 7, Assistant Professor Chirayut Sintupan, Deputy Director, Institute of Asian Studies, Chulalongkorn University. Om Deepo Jyotif Param Brahma Deepo Jyotir Janardanaha Deepo Haratu Me Papam Sancharipa Namostute Shubham Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Sukhasampadam Mama Buddhi Prakashancha Deepa Jyotir Namostute Shubham Bhavatu Kalyanam Arogyam Pustivardhanam Atma Tattva Paro Prabodhaya Deepa Jyotir Namostute Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And next, welcome remarks by Assistant Professor Surat Hora Chaikun, Director of Indian Studies Center, Chulalongkorn University.
Namaste, Sawadee Krab. Chief Guest of Honor, Honorable Senator Ms. Pikunkao Krairek, Chairperson of the Committee on Foreign Affairs of the Senate and Vice President of Inter-Parliamentary Union, Honorable Senator Mr. Gurdeep Singh Chansi Chawala, Excellency Mr. Nagesh Singh, Ambassador of India to Thailand, former ambassadors of Thailand to India, artists from India, professors, researchers, students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Surat Hora Chaikun, Assistant Professor, Department of International Relations, Faculty of Political Science, and Director of Indian Studies Center of Chulalongkorn University. On behalf of the organizers of Maitree Sangeet concert, I would like to welcome everyone to Chulalongkorn University. This auspicious concert is organized to commemorate the 150th anniversaries of King Chulalongkorn visits to India and to celebrate the 75th anniversaries of the establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Thailand. The prime objective of this Maitree Sangeet or Maitree Sangeet is to make the public aware that 150 years ago and 75 years ago, our bond was enhanced. Importantly, Thailand was among the first group of countries to recognize the sovereignty of India, fought by many freedom fighters against British colonialism. There are altogether 3 activities which we have organized and will organize to commemorate the 150th anniversary of King Chulalongkorn visits to India and the 75th anniversaries of the establishment of the diplomatic relations between India and Thailand. The first one is the exhibition of the young King Chulalongkorn visits to India, which started from 9th November till 9th December 2022. The second event is today's Maitree Sangeet's concert. And the third event is Piya Maharaja Vatananurak or Priya Maharaja Vardhananurak, which will be held on Friday, December 2nd, 22nd. For the last event, we will also conduct the book launch on the young King Chulalongkorn's visits to India, written by Associate Professor Savitri Charanpong, who is also with us here today. The total number of audience today is 218 with 92.5% Thais and 3.8% Indians and others. And this is, for this auspicious event, we, the organizers, would like to express our sincere gratitude to the Chief Guest of Honors, Ms. Pikun Kaew Kairat, Senator Gurdeep Singh Chansi Chawala, and the Guest of Honor, Excellency Mr. Nagesh Singh, Ambassador of India to Thailand, for being with us today. I would like to thank my co-organizer, Office of Art and Culture, Institute of Asian Studies, as well as the sponsors who are here. So, dhanyavad, khop kun khap, long live India-Thailand relations.
Thank you, Professor Surat. May I further invite His Excellency Sri Nagesh Singh, the Ambassador of India to Thailand, to give his remarks. Please, Your Excellency.
Good afternoon. Your Excellency, Senator Pikul, Chairperson of the Committee on Foreign Affairs of the Senate and Vice President of the International Parliamentary Union, Honorable Senator Chansri Chawla, the distinguished former ambassadors of Thailand to India, Achan Surat, members of the faculty, dear students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Swadee Khap and Namaskar. I thank the Chulalongkorn University for organizing this wonderful event today to mark the 75th anniversary of India-Thailand diplomatic relations and also the 150 years of the great King Chulalongkorn's visit to India, and also for inviting me and giving me a chance to share some of my thoughts with you. Before I begin, let me thank the 2 distinguished senators and other distinguished guests for their leadership and support to a more robust and ever-growing Thai-India relationship. Friends, we in India believe that Southeast Asia begins in the northeast of India, Thailand, and of course Myanmar, are our land bridge to the countries of Southeast Asia. So India and Thailand are neighbors in every sense of the term. India and Thailand enjoy traditionally close and warm relations based on deep-rooted cultural, religious, and linguistic ties. And I have experienced that very closely in my last 1 month that I have been in this great country. India attaches highest importance to Thailand as a maritime and a civilizational neighbor. The Act West policy of Thailand complements India's Act East policy and has provided the basis for building a substantive partnership in contemporary times. India and Thailand also work closely within the framework of ASEAN, where in the recently concluded Phnom Penh summit, India was elevated along with the United States as a comprehensive strategic partner of the ASEAN. Thailand is also an important partner of India in other regional fora, such as BIMSTEC, the Mekong-Ganga Cooperation, the Asia Cooperation Dialogue, the ACMEX, Indian Ocean Rim Association, etc. Regular high-level bilateral visits and exchanges have contributed substantially to strengthening our bilateral partnership. Prime Minister Modi visited Bangkok in 2016 and 2019. Thai Prime Minister General Prayut went to India in 2016 and 2018. The two leaders have met regularly on the sidelines of multilateral events like G20, ASEAN, and other summits. Several ministerial visits take place regularly. I look forward to the visit of the chairperson of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee to India, and I hope she can have very fruitful exchanges with our own parliamentary standing committee of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha in Delhi, as and when she visits. India looks forward to working closely with Thailand bilaterally in all the regional fora to further strengthen economic and commercial cooperation, defense and security cooperation, education, science and technology, tourism and culture, connectivity, healthcare, and several other areas. Economic cooperation, though, has been central to India's Act East policy and Thailand's Act West policy. Bilateral trade between the two countries has exceeded all the previous records and reached $15 billion in 21-22, despite the slowdown, the global economic slowdown due to the COVID pandemic. But much more can be done and needs to be done, given the complementarities that exist between our two countries. Thailand is the second largest economy in Southeast Asia, but only our fifth largest trading partner. We need to rectify this and make Thailand our second largest trading partner in Southeast Asia. Similarly, on the side of foreign direct investment, our figures are modest. We need to encourage our companies to invest in each other's economies. Our proximity to each other, both geographically and culturally, present myriad opportunities for mutually beneficial economic cooperation. And Thailand must take advantage of the large and fast-growing Indian economy and can also present itself as a gateway for India to Southeast Asia and the larger Indo-Pacific region. And why I say that, at times the realization is not happening that 1/6 of humanity is being transformed in the country which I represent. I keep telling friends ad nauseum that we are 1.4 billion people, which is 1/6 of humanity. So especially to the younger students, I would like to say that statistically, every sixth person you're going to run into anywhere on the planet is going to be an Indian. So there's no getting away from us. You better understand well what's happening in India, because whatever we do or we don't do is going to impact the globe. That was in a joke. It'll all be positive, I can assure you. We have just overtaken United Kingdom as the fifth largest economy in the world. And there's a prediction which has been done about 2 weeks back by the investment bank Morgan Stanley, that by 2030, India will overtake Japan and Germany to become the third largest economy in the world, with a gross domestic product of about $8.5 trillion. We will be adding $400 billion a year to our economy between now and 2030. We will be the third largest stock market in the world, in terms of market capitalization. And I can, throw figures at you, but that can be, those figures about India's, the consumption market of $4.4 trillion. So anything which Thai companies or Thai businesses want to sell anywhere in the world, the demand is going to come from India, will be coming from India. There are other aspects of it. I mean, in terms of we are already an information technology superpower. 50% of global research and development in engineering takes place in India now, in what are called the global capability centers. And these are not call centers. This is where global cutting edge companies, whether it's the Googles and the Amazons and others, are carrying out cutting edge R&D research using 1.2 million Indian engineers. 50% of that is happening, global R&D is happening in India. I can give you the use of digitalization. 40% of all global financial, data exchange, digital commerce is happening in India. I think the figure was about 40 billion transactions using cell phones and other things. What I'm trying to illustrate to you that India is going to be extremely relevant. And given that we are so close to each other, there's no reason why we should not cooperate further. Besides traditional areas like agriculture, automotive sector, etc., there is tremendous scope for expanding cooperation in new and emerging technologies like information technology-enabled services, fintech, artificial intelligence, robotics, space sciences, blue economy, healthcare, etc. On space, India has a very advanced space program. 2 days ago, we've launched a satellite for the Bhutanese, our neighbors in South Asia. I can tell you with great pride that India's first mission to Mars cost $74 million. NASA's Maven was about $800 million. In fact, there was a Hollywood film called The Martian that cost $100 million, but we sent a spaceship to Mars for $74 million. So I say all this with great humility, but it is to attract your attention towards your Western neighbor. Our two peoples, that is Indians and Thai, are central to our bilateral relationship. We have a strong and vibrant Indian origin community in Thailand, which has been a living bridge between our two countries. The numbers vary from 150,000 to 300,000, so it's my ambition is to find out what is the exact number of Indian and Thai people living in this great country. Our shared traditions and the great Buddhist faith links India and Thailand together like no other bond can or does. In today's age of global tensions, conflict, and socio-economic unrest, Lord Buddha's eternal message of peace, non-violence, and compassion needs to be reinforced and spread around the world for global peace and greater good of humanity. India and Thailand can work together towards this noble goal given our shared heritage and values. Buddhism has left an all-pervasive and indelible impact on Indian civilization. Our culture and ethos, even while the 7 great religions of the world are freely professed, practiced, and propagated in India, I have no hesitation in saying that Buddhism has, despite only 10 million, which is a very small number by Indian standards, practitioners of Buddhism left in India, it has left a remarkable impact, and I'll tell you how. The influence of Buddhism on India is manifest in our national symbols which have Buddhist origins. The Dharma Chakra or the Dhamma Chakra on the national flag, the lion capital, which is the national emblem, and I can show you the picture here. This all comes from the Ashoka's capital in Sarnath, the deer park where Buddha delivered his first sermon. Lotus is our national flower, which is another symbol from Buddhism. Lord Buddha's standing statue from Sarnath stands as a guardian of our nation in the Darbar Hall, as it's called, of our presidential palace, the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and presides over all state ceremonies held there, including the swearing in of India's cabinet. Some of the holiest Buddhist shrines, such as Bodh Gaya, where he attained enlightenment, Sarnath, where he preached his first sermon, Shravasti, where he spent 25 monsoons, Kushinagar, where he attained Mahaparinirvan, Nalanda, the great place where he went and taught, not taught, preached rather. Rajgir, Vaishali, Sankisa, Sanchi, and I can go on ad nauseum, are all located in India. All these venerable places are being continuously developed and uplifted in terms of infrastructure, connectivity, and other facilities to welcome pilgrims and tourists from all over the world. International airports are being developed to provide connectivity to tourism. Vesak Day or Buddha Jayanti is celebrated throughout the country and is a national holiday. Our Prime Minister has declared Ashar Purnima, which I pardon me if I pronounce incorrectly. I was told in Thailand it's called Asal Buja, full moon day, is referred to as the Abhidhamma Day in India. Similarly, Kartik Purnima, what you celebrate as Loi Krathong, is a holiday in some states of India and celebrated as birthday of Sariputra, one of the greatest disciples of Lord Buddha. There are very many other projects which are happening in India, and I'm telling these things. I have a long list. I'll try and be brief, so I'll not go into the list of them. But the kind of things which are happening in terms of the rejuvenation or the restarting of the great Nalanda University, which existed between the 4th century and the 12th century and was burned down in the 12th century by some foreign invaders, that has been recreated. There's funding in terms of to the educational institutions for Buddhist philosophies, culture, art, etc., etc. So that I'll leave for some other day. But just wanted to impress upon you the amount of work which is going on in India on Buddhist faith and religiosity and philosophies is remarkable. And we do realize that it is one bond between our two countries which already has brought us very close, but it can also be the foundation for greater things ahead. I was just told before I was coming by my colleague that the Chulalongkorn University Chiang Mai campus, there is a project which is India funded and India supported for digitization of Buddhist manuscripts, etc., from Lana period. I have much more to say, but I think I'm taking a lot of time, and we have a more distinguished speaker who's going to address us, and I'm keen to listen to her. All I wanted to say in very brief that India and Thailand have tremendous amount of unfilled potential, and that unfulfilled potential can be realized not just by the embassy or the governments of India and Thailand, but all of you who are sitting here who are friends of India and Thailand. So I would request you going forward in my next 2-3 years, please reach out to us. By us, I mean to the embassy as an institution, and do let us know what we can do together, whether it's the university here, whether the civil society, your businesses, so that we can build a partnership which is not just good for our two countries, but it's good for the region and the world beyond. So I thank you very much, and Khap Kun Krap.
Thank you, Excellency. Now I would like to invite Honorable Ms. Pikun Gao Krairek to also deliver her remarks.
Namaste, Swadika. Honorable Senator Mr. Gurudit Singh Chansi Chavala, Excellency Mr. Nagesh Singh, Ambassador of India to Thailand, former ambassadors of Thailand to India, artists from India, professors, researchers, students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be here for this auspicious event Maitree Sangeet organized to commemorate the 150th anniversary of King Chulalongkorn's visit to India and to celebrate the 25th anniversary of its establishment of India-Thailand diplomatic relations. I believe that King Chulalongkorn did visit India 150 years ago was highly significant not only for Thailand or Siam at that time, but also for the bond between our two countries. It is true that our relations date back before that, but what King Chulalongkorn's visit was about modernizing Siam as a nation-state. The many results in the aftermath of his visit were evident, whether it was the tax system and railway system. It is noteworthy to point out that his visit was more than the modernization of Siam. The most important one is the Buddhist site, once again affirming India as Buddha Bhumi. In the first half of the 20th century, the visit of Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore was the paramount importance, followed by the visits of Swami Satyananda Puri and Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. All of these three great Bengalis were also at Chulalongkorn University at the time. One of the most significant events that fortified our bond was in 1949 2007, Thailand was among the first group of countries recognizing India as a sovereign state by establishing the diplomatic relations. This year, 2022, marks the 25th anniversary of India's independence, which the government of India came up with many programs under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to celebrate and commemorate the glorious history of its people and achievements. May I use this opportunity to congratulate India on the success of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The many attempts to fortify the bond between our two countries were unfortunately disrupted by external factors like British colonialism and the Cold War. Within these difficult situations made our relations stronger. Our Supreme Patriarch of Thailand, or Sankaraja, also studied in India. Despite the Cold War, the government of India never shunned away from its generosity of giving Thai students the ICCR scholarship. The relations between Thailand and India are visible in every aspect. We cannot deny that there is still room for both of us to further deepen our bond. In my capacity as Senator, Chairperson of the Committee on Foreign Affairs of the Senate, and as the Vice President of Interparliamentary Union, I will do in every possible manner to fortify our tie. I also expect that peoples of the two lands will also encourage both the Ambassador of Thailand and Ambassador of India to deepen our relations. Should they come up with new and constructive ideas of our relations? I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the organizers and sponsors of this event. May the Maitree Sangeet, the music of friendship, vividly play the tune of our perpetual bond. Long live Thailand-India relations. Dananawat.
Thank you, Ms. Pikul-Keo. Now comes the time everybody is waiting for. Please welcome all the musicians on the stage. I'll take this opportunity to give a short introduction of the 5 artists who will be performing today. The Kedia brothers, Pandit Mukut Kedia on sitar, and Pandit Manoj Kumar Kedia on sroth. The duet maestro come from the renowned school of Maihar Karana. Mukut the elder and Manoj Kumar the younger were inspired by their father Pandit Sambhu Dayal Kedia, a nationally acclaimed tabla maestro. Apart from their own father and guru, they also have learned from other gurus such as Padma Bhushan Ustad Ali Akbar Khan Saib, Padma Bhushan Guru Ma Srimati Annapurna Devi, and many other masters. Their awards include, to name but a few, Jharkhand Ratna Sangeet Martan and Bharat Seva Ratan, among many others honorable awards. They have performed in the US, Germany, China, and many other countries all over the world. Next, Pandit Prosenjit Poddar on tabla. He is the son of eminent sitarist Sri Radhakrishna Poddar. At the age of 5, he began to train under Sri Biswajit Paul, a senior disciple of Pandit Swapan Chaudhuri of Lucknow, Karana. He continued to learn further from the great tabla wizard of Farrukhabad, Karana, Ustad Sabir Khan. He had a company with Kathak Queen Sitara Devi, Pandit V.G. Yog, the violinist, Padma Bhushan Pandit Vishwa Mohan Bhatt on Mohan Veena, and many other Indian classical music artists. Pandit Prosenjit Poddar had also traveled to play in many parts of the world, including the US, Canada, UK, Europe, Japan, Australia, and others. He performed in many famous stages and also had the honor to represent India in the Granada Festival of Music in Spain. Next, Guru Swaminathan Pillai on Gatam. He is one of the most renowned Gatam players in the field of Indian classical music. Besides, he is also a renowned Bharatanatyam dancer. Guru Pillai has performed in many places around the world. He, like the others, has been awarded with many prestigious awards. He has accompanied with many renowned artists to promote Gatam as one of the finest instruments of India. And last but not least, Rhythm Poddar, son of Pandit Prosenjit, also on tabla. He stands out as a front-ranking young tabla player of India. Having received intensive training from his father and guru, Rhythm Poddar is considered a child prodigy who has carved a niche for himself as a full-fledged soloist and a co-artist. He has performed with many musicians in India as well as abroad at prestigious venues and music festivals. Dear audience, music itself is considered to be the language of God and a medium or path to the God. Such is a general statement in Indian classical music. Today's theme, Maitree Sangeet, refers to the relations between the instrumental music by which you can feel the instruments are communicating among themselves. The music will be presented in Rag Mishra Pilu in Teen Tal of 16 beats. It will be played continuously in cycles and be concluded by bhajans, Hindu devotional songs. ตัวนี้ขออธิบายแทรกเป็นภาษาไทยสั้นๆนะครับคำว่าไมตรีสังคีตเนี่ยเป็นคำที่ชาวไทยและชาวอินเดียมีความเข้าใจร่วมกันนะครับคำว่าไมตรีมีรากศัพท์มาจากคำว่ามิตรก็คือความเป็นเพื่อนนั่นเองส่วนคำว่าสังคีตในที่นี้หมายถึงดนตรีซึ่งวันนี้เราจะแสดงดนตรีที่ชื่อว่าศาสตรียสังคีตหรืออีกนามหนึ่งคือดนตรีฮินดูสถานีเป็นดนตรีอินเดียทางสำนักฝ่ายเหนือที่มีรากเหง้ามาจากพระเวทและคัมภีร์สันสกฤตชื่อนาฏยศาสตร์อันเกี่ยวข้องกับการแสดงนะครับรจนาโดยพระตมุนีและพัฒนาแยกสายจากดนตรีฝ่ายใต้ที่เรียกว่าคานาติกในช่วงคริสตศตวรรษที่ 12 ดนตรีวันนี้จะนำเสนอในชุดบันไดเสียงที่ภาษาฮินดีเรียกว่าราคามิสราปิลูในจังหวะตีนเตา 16 บีทเล่นต่อเนื่องกันไปเรื่อยๆและปิดท้ายด้วยพระชันซึ่งเป็นเพลงสวดบูชาในศาสนาฮินดูครับขนบการเล่นดนตรีอินเดียนั้นเน้นการเล่นแบบด้นสดและการสนทนากันระหว่างเครื่องดนตรีต่างๆศิลปินจะต้องเข้าใจกันและกันเป็นอย่างดีผู้ฟังจะรับรู้ถึงอารมณ์ที่สอดประสานกันระหว่างเครื่องดนตรีแต่ละชิ้นและนี่เองคือสิ่งที่ศิลปินต้องการนำเสนอในคำว่าไมตรี And now distinguished guests I present to you all Maitree Sangeet
ข